A very good morning to one and all present over here. Before we start this today's session, I would like to welcome our department HOD Nandini MS ma'am. Welcome you ma'am.
Thank you, Shrindi.
I would also welcome today's speakers and today's resource person Varun to this session. Welcome you Varun.
Thank you. Thank you.
I would also welcome the resource persons of this event, Aldria. Aldria, you are present here. I welcome you.
Thank you.
I would also welcome Trisha, and I would also welcome Mandara and Prajwal for this event. And I also welcome all the faculty coordinators of this event. And I would like to mainly welcome all the participants who are present in this particular event. Having a prerequisite of the previous week, which we had a kickstart session. So we had taken an introduction of all the volunteers of the session. There was few interview experiences from the volunteers who have shared their experiences, and the introduction on IT and software engineering, information on different domains in IT industry, and what is the student preparation which he or her must have towards industry, and few fun activities. Apart from this, there are very few suggestions and also questionnaire and a Q&A session with both the students and the resource person. Having this as a prerequisite of this particular session, so today's agenda will be based on can somebody confirm me whether my voice is audible? Because somebody is telling your
Yes,
voice.
yes. It's audible.
It's audible? Okay. So today's agenda will be resume building, updating your digital platforms like LinkedIn, Naukri, Indeed, and what are all the practice materials for the interview which the student requires? A discussion on post-graduation, what exactly, how to start with the post-graduation program, if you have any idea, and details on all the various types of internship programs which you have to opt for, and what are all the questions which you have to ask for all the panel members and HRs in an interview which you would like to take up. So this is the prepared agenda from all the resource persons of this event. So I would like to ask Nandini MS ma'am to speak
Yes.
about few words about the resource person, and we can just start with the session. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Shrindi. Good morning, alumni of NIT.
Good morning,
The faculty.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
The faculties, the students of 8th and 6th SEM ISE. So before welcoming all of you, first I want to say a few words about the previous session. The previous session was very good, and it's interactive, and it's inspirational and motivational. More than the motivation, it's actually it enhanced the knowledge of our current students in all the way. It was really good. Okay, and I'm very thankful for that. Actually, I'm very thankful for all of you, all the alumni. Okay, I'm very proud of the alumni. Fine. So with this, I'll start with the session. I welcome with great pleasure and with proud feeling. I want to welcome Miss Mandara Nagendra for the session. And next, Mandara Nagendra, warm welcome to you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Warm welcome to Aldria. With pleasure, I welcome Aldria. And with pleasure and proud, I welcome Prajwal Shankar. Prajwal.
Thank you,
Warm
ma'am.
welcome to you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Miss Trisha, warm welcome to Trisha. With proud and pleasure,
Thank you,
welcome
ma'am.
to Trisha. Today I welcome one more alumni, Mr. Varun K. Gowda. So he's also joining here as a speaker. I welcome Varun.
Thank you, ma'am.
Warm welcome. Okay. With this, we'll start with the session. All the best to the session. Now I will hand over the session to Srinidhi. Thank you, one and all. Can continue. Carry on.
Thank you very much for your valuable words, ma'am. I would like to just hand over the session to Aldria so that you can take up the session quickly. Will not waste.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Prajwal, you can put up the slide. Good morning, everyone. Can at least today we can have some voices here? Anybody?
Good morning.
Other than Rajeshwari ma'am, anyone?
Good morning.
Hi, Hafsa. What about others? Come on, get your friends to talk.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. At least I thought today some people will be comfortable, turning on their videos, coming online. Nobody is still ready? Okay. All right. So how are you all? I mean, rainy morning, everybody wanted to sleep, I think. I mean, in Mysore, it is rainy morning. I'm not sure about other places. Sorry. Nobody here. Nobody wants to talk. Nothing. All are still sleeping. Sharon, anything to talk?
Yeah, they are already slept.
Maybe because we don't hear anything.
Right.
Sharon, can you hear? Okay, first of all, let me give a big shout out to everybody who participated in the last event and also played all these bingo and crossword puzzles and all for the entire week. So very happy with you all and very proud to see you all coming up with that. At least if you're not talking here, at least you're doing all these things. Thank you very much for that. And yeah, big kudos to Mandara for preparing such an excellent bingo.
Thank you.
All right. So let's begin with the session. So as everybody said already, before her here along with Varun today. And next slide. All right, so let's actually pitch into the session. And if anybody has any queries, questions, please put it on the chat box. If you're comfortable, please turn on the unmute and speak. All right, everyone. At least can we have some yes, no, anything?
Yes.
At least can we have no's? I always want no. Nobody's saying no. Okay, sir, at least you say Srinidhi, sir. Maybe Rajeshwari, ma'am.
No.
No. Anybody wants to say no? No? I think all are sleeping still.
Still, they have not woke up only.
What about Vikas and all, like last time, all those who spoke at least last time? So many people here, Akash, Anagha, Archana. Yes, Vikas, you were saying something. Vikas, do you want to go ahead with the session or not? Like, let's have some consent,
Yeah,
then we can go ahead. You're with me, okay?
Yeah, I'm with Alumni.
All right, great. We have a vote. All right, so let's moving on the session. I'm handing it over to Prajwal to begin with the resume building.
Yeah, so like before I start, I would like to introduce, I would want like Varun to give his introduction, right? Like so many of you might not be knowing him. So Varun, yeah, I'll leave it to Varun to start.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Prajwal. I think Varun is already familiar with the students. Last year during pandemic, we had a webinar series in which he had spoken for, he has actually addressed these set of students for about an hour or so on the topic managerial communications. So I think he is familiar with the students, but still there are many few participants who have been added newly, so that they would like to have his introduction before he begins his session.
Right.
Yeah, firstly, thanks Srinidhi for bringing this up. I'm glad that people do recognize me and you keep a tab of what topics I had covered earlier. So once again, I would like to thank ISE faculty for giving this opportunity to be a part of Alumni group. And also, it's very good to be back again to addressing ISC students. So always very fond of ISC department since I graduated from engineering in 2016. So me, Prajwal, do come from the same batch. So we were batch of 2012 to 2016. So we also, the batch wherein we experienced uniform and compulsory bus facilities to travel to college. So we had a couple of discussions with the principal ma'am to change these kind of things as and when we proceeded further. So I think the most of the faculty is still there. Very excellent team of ISE. So coming to my experience, so currently I am working for a company by name Sprinkler India Private Limited. So prior to this, I did work for Oracle India. So that is where I got a chance to work for Oracle just after completing my MBA program. So so today's agenda or today's topic, which I would like to discuss, is to talk about how post-graduation things will help you guys to improve your personal skills and also as a part of career growth. So I'll be addressing you guys once my turn or my chance do come in. So until then, do listen, do pay attention. I mean, all of Alumni Group have put in a lot of efforts for this to come up with you guys out of their personal interest and also in their busy schedule. So do listen, and kindly I request everyone to turn on your webcams so that it provides an opportunity for the person who talks to interact with you guys. So keep it an interactive session, and Prajwal, take it over from there. All the best.
Yeah, thanks, Varun. So, okay. Hello, everyone. So I hope you're all staying safe and like staying at home, right? So let me start my part of the session. So it would be a resume building. So yeah, so faculty members had shared all your resumes with us, right? Like both the six.
Before beginning, sorry for interrupting. Before beginning, everybody, please take down important notes that you have to. We will be sharing you the samples and all later. Like after the session, we will be sharing it through your faculty. But please, before that, everybody, please take down a few important points. These are the points that we picked up from your resumes itself. So please pay attention.
Right. Thank you, Arvia. So yeah, like we gone through like almost all the resumes which were shared with us. Like we felt okay, like some were like too interesting and like too crazy and like too creative, all these things. So with like going through all the resumes, we have come up with a template or a sample resume which you can like use it to build your resumes, right? So before starting like going into the sample resume itself, so what are the key takeaways from your resumes which we found? Okay, so let me start with the pros of your resumes, right? So the first one, they were all so creative, you know, like at least we were not that creative during our engineering days. So like with so much of different what like the themes or the like the templates and all these things. So before I go forward, like I want to ask like a question, right? So like how did you come up with this, like the different templates? Like did you guys design it by yourself, or like was it a template downloaded from internet, or like it was given by someone else? Like what was it? Anyone answering is?
Template from the internet.
Okay. Anyone design template by themselves?
Mine was simple though, but I designed it myself.
Sorry, I'm not able to see the screen because I'm sharing my screen. Like, who was it?
Hafsa.
Hafsa. Hey, Hafsa. Yeah, that was good. Okay. And what about others?
Can we have more answers, more talks, more sounds? Nobody is ready to talk anything? Come on, this is for you all. So please. Yes. Yes, Rachita.
Mine is from Microsoft Word, the template.
Okay. Okay, that's good. So, yeah, so they were all good. Like, they were all creative, and like, of course, like they need a few brush up all these things, but yeah, they were all good. The next part was like good number of projects by each individual. At least like I found like two projects by every individual in the group. I mean, from the like fifth sem and I mean, I was more impressed by the sixth sem students because of course the HM students has to be prepared for their like, since they're like what in the verge of coming out of the college, or like they're attending more and more interviews, so they have to be prepared. That is fine. But the 6M students being so what like aggressive and like proactive towards their resume preparing, like it's all good. And like when we were in 6M, like no, I don't think we had done any of the projects, right? Like we were doing something, but like yeah, we did not like find the light at the end of the tunnel. So that's also good to see, like good number of projects, like so yeah, it's a good growth, right? And preparations are spot on, guys. Like few of the resumes which I went through, like they have moved their projects to GitHub. Wow, like uh, that was the most impressive one for me. And also like few of them I have already started preparing for their interviews in the hacker rank and all these things. Like they have added their hacker rank the grades which they have got from the hacker rank, all these things. So which was so inspiring, and like yeah, that was like impressing. I just loved that preparation that you guys are on. Like you guys are all in the right path. Not all of them, but yeah, most of them. So if you are not started already, yeah, it's time, right? So it's time for you guys to gear up yourself. If this is the pros, let me talk about the cons, right? What were the cons? Creative, like heights of creativity. You know, it was a like, of course, it was a pros, and also it's also like a boon and bane kind of a thing, right? Like heights of creativity, too much of colors, and like few of them I felt like, I mean, few of them I really felt like, okay, when I started, I felt like, is it like someone like by mistake have sent the college posters, right? The event poster. No, but they were resumes, like with so many colors and like photos of yourself, just like how you represent your like Facebook or Instagram profiles, right? So that is not all recommend. And like being recruiters, like it doesn't use like creates a good impression on any of the recruiters. So like avoid it. Like a lots of colors, like a lots of background images and abstract. Like few of the images had like abstracts, like they were sending messages to us like, okay, decode yourself, it's an abstract kind of a thing. So yeah, avoid all those colorful things, and like lot of creativity, right? So it's your resume, so make sure it's all simple and like readable. And of course there are good number of projects, but they were all lacking the details. Like there were like few of the resumes had like details, but not all of them. So like they just had like what did they do, like a database for a flower vending shop, or like for a jewelry shop, these kind of thing, and like nothing else. Like that's all, like one liner, what is the project title, that's all. So we should know like what exactly you have done in that project, right? So without knowing like what you have done, like you might have copied from someone else, and like maybe like just part of a mute participant in that project team. So it's always better to add like what exactly you did there, and like what are all the different roles and responsibilities you guys had to play in that project, and like what are all the different tools you had used. So that creates a like, I mean, what a good impression, saying like, okay, this guy or this girl have used like this many things, and like that creates a like good resume, right? And one more thing, like which we found that was not a like a good deal for freshers, was like they were all like self ratings for the technical skills, saying like 4-star rating for their Java, 5-star rating for their C, and like 75% for Java, like some database and all these things. So like what does that exactly mean, right? So it's like when you say 4-star rating, it's like digging your own grave, right? So it's like, okay, when you have said it, like it's not someone's resume, it's your own resume where you have said, okay, I have like a 4-star knowledge of a technology, like say for example Python. So it like it asks the like recruiter to ask you like a 4-star rated questions, right? Like the stage 4 level of questions. So don't do that, since you are a fresher. So you have a lot of things to learn it. So you might have done like a Udemy courses or some other different courses in an online platform, which will not be the same when you're like working in your industry, right? The basics will be same, but whatever the implementation of those things which you have learned in your like engineering days or during your courses days will be a lot of, it will be like totally different. So don't rate yourself during your in your resumes with like 4-star or like the percentages and all those things. So yeah, these were the things which we found by looking at, like, it's not about like one single resume, right? It's a whole, like as a whole we come up with this like the different things from your resumes.
Prajwal?
So, right.
Yes, Prajwal, I have one question pertaining to this. Like, if somebody is like, if we take up 2 languages for a person or a student, so he is very much good at Java.
Okay.
So, and he's quite familiar with some syntax of Python, let's say.
Right.
So, in that case, how should they show up?
Right. So, yeah, I have covered, like I was going there. So, right. So we have come up with a sample resume or a template which you can use, and that has been like built using your own resumes by collecting like the points which we felt okay, it's good to go into a resume kind of a thing, like not from a single resume but from a different resumes. Okay, so like, okay, this was the like resume which we have built together, and like we will cover, like as like these are asked, like yeah, I'll be covering the topic which you just asked me here during in the like key skills of the technical skill summary. Okay, so like I want I know like my teammates here, like they said, okay, this looks good, but I'm just scrolling it down. Like I'm not going through any of the particulars here. So I want like a genuine answer from the like the students here. Like, does it look good, like decent, or like does it look more readable?
Yes.
Only one? No one else liked it?
Okay, again, can I have negative answers? Anybody who wants to say
Right.
no? No, definitely it's a genuine opinion. So please.
Right. So, like, of course, like we are not like 100% perfect every time, right? So we need like feedbacks from you so that where we can improve ourselves. I'm just scrolling down again.
I
Right?
have one doubt.
Yeah.
Yes,
People
Rajita.
usually, it's very readable, but people usually say you should always have a 1-page resume, and where you've made it 2 pages. So is it okay?
So it's not like you should always have like 1-pager, but it's always you should not have more than 2 pages.
Okay.
So one, like if you make it like 1 page, it will be all be like what, like it will all be clumsy, and like it will not be like more readable. So like better to have like make it more readable way of a resume, so that like it feels like okay, good, like not with like so many of the different things in one page just fitted in, and like they have to, it will not have a clear picture. Like yeah, most of you guys have done the same thing in your resumes, right? Like everything in one single page without any much information about what you have exactly want to convey them, right? So make sure you don't cross 2 pages, but you can always have 2 pages.
Okay, thank you.
Right. So yeah, more answers. Like, does this look good?
Don't we have to put our photos?
It's up to you, ma'am. So like if you are like, if you want to put your photos, then well and good. Like not everyone would like it, right? So I mean, having the photo, if you're adding the photo, make sure you're adding a decent photo and not like a profile picture from your WhatsApp or your social media. There were few of the like photos in the resumes.
Somebody said that it is okay to show up in resume, but someone said that for a fresher it is not necessary to add your photos or something like that.
No,
Exactly.
I mean,
so yeah, we cannot, like, I'll tell you what I'll feel when I see a resume with photo. Basically, I see a resume and I'll be like, advertisement. Okay. I'll be like, first look, advertisement. maybe, and then I'll be like, no, this is not has to. I mean, this should not be, because one thing, not everybody have good pictures. Why should we give, like, we have to give chances to everybody, right? It has to be not something like we should judge it by photo or how it looks. And another thing, when Prajwal said about being all creative and colorful, we do take a printout of your resume. Have you ever thought how it will look when you take a printout? Please remember that part. See, if it is too many colors, your photos and all that, we cannot take a good printout of it. Just imagine the actual output. We will not be going for a color printout. Definitely not. I'm not going to waste my cartridge on your prints. So please take a very simple, I mean, minimum colors and all that. So every time, like, it's not necessary to add photos actually.
So yeah, it's
And
up
not too many
to
colors.
yeah, it's up to individual. So if you're adding it, like if you feel okay, I want to add it, yeah, you can add it. Like there are few resumes like who goes with their like photos and all, but it's like we are giving you the safest template here, right? So like which is always safe, which is like universal. I mean, accepted by most of the people, right? So that's the thing. And like, yeah, of course, if you are adding the photo, make sure you are adding a like decent photo of yours. Like I saw like few
Professional
of
photo.
yeah, I saw a few of the like resumes who had like photos like whose were like, I mean, like tilted toward 90 degree tilted 90 degree towards like some different object, and like that was clicked, and like exactly like your Facebook or Instagram posts, right? So avoid it, especially avoid those kind of photos,
Okay.
right? Okay, so yeah, I did not hear answer. Like, does it look good? Is it looking good? Yeah, so we have planned for like 90 minutes thing, and like so we are not responsible if you are not answering and if we cross that 90 minutes time. So let's make it fast. Okay, okay.
Okay, anybody wants to say no? One last chance. Anybody? At least no, yes, nothing. It looks generic. Some Yadunandan says it looks generic.
Right.
Team, you can use the chat box to provide your responses.
Okay, so in interest of time, I'm moving forward. So like, okay, the header part of the resume, like keep it simple with like your name, full name, your phone number, where you are like, where you have to be contacted, and your email ID and LinkedIn profile, right? So that's all we needed. And yeah, not your Twitter. Like I saw a few of the resumes where they had like Twitter and yeah, Twitter entry in the header. Like we don't care about your Twitter handle, right? So all we need is your LinkedIn and email, phone number, and full name. So okay, if you are okay, what is this certificate logo? So if you are certified from like a good company, like just say Red Hat Linux or like Linux Academy or Oracle for the database, or Oracle certified Java programmer, all these kinds, like then just add the logo of it below at the certificate ID, right beside the like the certificate, right? So if you don't have any certificates, fine, then it's of like just remove this. Like you need not to add like certificate, right? Like not everyone will be having the certificates. And yeah, guys, like certificates from the Udemy or like the other like the practice like the vendors, right? Like the Udemy Lead Code or any of the other things. Like we don't think it will add like a lot of weight to your uh, of course it adds weight to your resume, but not to the logo part in your header. Like if that is the case, then like please avoid it adding here in the logo part. So only the like the most the good certificates, as I said, like Red Hat, AWS, Oracle, like from the bigger companies like that. If you have any certificates, then yeah, go ahead and add it here. So coming to the objective, right? Like it's the place where you want to convey the like what you want to do in the company, like what you want to like contribute to the company. So it should not be the same thing which I have added here. So you can always change it, like saying like what you want to, like how do you want to contribute, right? So it's up to you again. And the education part, so even I, like, of course, like this resume, like when we pass it on to you, it's up to you guys to create it for yourself, right? So education part, I'll come back to it in the final section of this thing, and I'll move it on to the like the next parts of like the other things. So when you say key skills, okay, so like stick on to you like what exactly you want to say here, like okay, operating system, I know Linux, okay, fine. If you know Windows well, yeah, like where you can use it, you use your Windows skill or the Linux skill in your interviews or towards the growth of the company, then add it. Like not like you know Windows like to play your movies and like just the basic things, no, don't add it, right? So whichever you're comfortable in having the like questions regarding them, then add those things like operating system, like what are all the different programming languages, you know, like just like Sringi sir said, like someone might be having Java, like proficiency in Java, and like the beginner or the intermediate what the skills on the Python and all these things, like add it here. And different databases or tools and utilities, and you can also like add different things, like if you are comfortable with like some web servers, using the web servers like the XAMPP framework or FileZilla or like so on and so forth, right? So once you give the abstract of like what you know, then come to the summary part of your technical summary. So this goes like this, right? So when you say I know Java, the interviewer doesn't know what you know. Like he can ask anything and everything regarding the Java which you might not be knowing, right? So it's like giving an open challenge for the interviewer, saying like you ask me anything, I'll answer anything. Avoid that. So to make your lives easier and look and to convey like what you exactly know on like each of the technologies you have described here. So when you say Java, like you simply say like what exactly you know. Like someone like, okay, look at this one, right? Like I took it from one of the resumes, maybe like not from yours, but maybe from the one of my other friends, like who are in Java during their fresher terms. So like they know like data types, variables, operators, loops, and condition statements. And they also said they have a good knowledge. And I mean, I'm not asking you to copy the same exact like sentences, like come up with your own sentences, or like the different technologies you know in the Java. Like say they said they know array, they know string, they know encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism, all of these things like you would have gone through your Java in your academics, or if you have done any courses, then of course they would have taught you all these things. And very good knowledge on the like and the different things, right, which you know exactly, and which you are very comfortable in answering them, and which you are like, okay, I can use those to code things using the Java right away, those kind of things, right? And if you know, okay, I come to Linux, I have said here Linux, okay, I'm telling what I exactly know, because like Linux or Java, like it's a like beast of its own, right? Like there are like hell lot of different things in Java or Linux or databases or anything. It's not like you should be knowing everything. You know something, add it here. Like Linux, I know this many things. Like I know how to install operating system. It might be CentOS, Ubuntu, or any other thing like RHAL or Fedora or anything. There is this concept called yum. I know how to configure it, and I know how to like file system. I like to manage the file system in any of the operating system, and creating and like user groups and all the different things. Like you might be knowing like the RAID 0, the different RAIDs, right? Like the RAID 0, RAID 1, RAID 2, and all those things. You might be familiar with so many other things. Like make sure you like not to add everything, but you add the things which you are very comfortable in answering those questions. If there is any question on those topics, you make sure you add it if you're comfortable with adding that. Same with like Srini sir, I think I hope I answered your question here.
Yes, Prajwal.
So yeah, so same with like if you have like so many technical skills, add it. So don't worry until you are comfortable in answering them, or you're confident in answering them. Okay, so this is with respect to the technical skills, where you have said like what you know, right? And then comes your internship and experiences. So during our engineering days, like internship was not a part of academics, So like few of us, we went on our own to like pursue our internships, and like Trisha will be speaking about it, the internships in more detail in few slides to come, right? So you said like, okay, in your resumes, you said like you have done internship, like few of them said like, okay, like the companies, oh, okay, fine. And like add like give them the more details of your internship, right? Because you have worked on it, you have spent like a good time, maybe like minimum of 30 days, or like someone might have spent like 90 days or anything, right? You have spent a good amount of your time pursuing your internships, and make sure like you highlight it in your resumes by giving them the enough details, right? So add like what was the project which you are involved, right? And give a like project description, or a one liner or two liner. So all these things I copied from your own resumes, like the project description and all those things. And like what were all your roles and responsibilities, right? So just look at this, like as simple as that, right? So as an intern, you'll not be given to code or like do everything as the real-time employees would be doing there, right? Like they will be given you the part of the like the product or the project for you guys. They know like you are freshers and like you can handle only this much. So you might be involved in like basic product design and modifications, or you might be involved in like documenting and testing the new application features. Also, you would have been given an opportunity to develop like the basic functionalities of the like the application or the project you are working on. Like add it. Along with that, you can also add like what were the I have missed it here. I have left it for like the improvisation from you guys, right? You can always add the tools or the like the different technologies used with one more like the header, and like say like which tool did you use as a programming language. I use Python or Java or C++ or anything. As a database, I use MySQL or PG or like MariaDB, anything, like so on and so forth, right? That is with respect to your internships. And then comes your projects. So these two things will always play a major role during your uh, like interviews, and also it adds like a lot of weight to your resumes. So make sure you are like descriptive about this thing, like with all the descriptions, things. And then comes your projects, maybe your HM projects or the like the
Prajwal,
projects in is sorry.
Prajwal, I have a questions regarding your internship. Okay,
Okay.
if your resume is speaking about your particular domain, let's say if I look at some resume, it speaks about his own particular domain. So he is working currently like towards some data science or database or IoT or any other domain. Okay,
Right,
so
right.
the internship or the projects which he has done in some or the other industry which is out of his domain, is it okay to put that kind of project and internship details in his current resume, which actually goes out of his domain, or the resume must be domain specific or company specific? There is some ambiguity among all the students.
Right. So like when you say, that's why we have made it like two different sections. Like when you say technical skill summaries, it always contains your domain of interest. So here you will be adding a lot of things. So when you add like what the other things out of your domain, right? So it will add like, okay, along with his main domain, like if you are interested in database, along with database, he has also worked on the coding part as well. Like he might be well versed with, I mean, he might be introduced into like Java or the other technologies as well, right? So that will add up. So he will carry that experience. So when they do like internships and project, we know that like, okay, they would not be given the complete opportunity to like what get expertise in that technology. So it's all about the experience and like what they have done in that during their
Okay.
internship or the projects.
Okay. Thank you.
Right. So then comes like the project, same thing, like add a project title, add like one liner project description, and like what were your roles and responsibilities. Like it might not be like as fancy, right? Like I did all the, I mean, I did the complete project by my own, and not all like all those things, because you would be a team. So it has to be a team effort. Like you should be a team player, right? So don't like self praise yourself in your resumes. So the roles and responsibilities during your HM or like the projects itself, like designing and implementation of database. Like you might have designed the database because it's your like if it's your like interest of like domain, or like if you are interested in the coding part, then you might have taken coding and say like, okay, I designed and implemented the coding part of the like the project. And also the project documentation, like don't underestimate the documentation, right? So believe me, like documenting in the IT industry is the most highly paid job. Like if I'm not wrong, right? Alria, Varun, or like Mandara, like documenting is always the painful task, which I feel. I mean, it's my personal opinion, right? So it's good if you are doing the project documentation, like you have good skills on the different tools, right? Like maybe the document or the Excel sheets or different tools. So say it like, okay, I have like then the project documentation as well. It's one of your roles and responsibilities in the project, right? So these are the things with your internship and the projects and different things. And then comes the achievements and extracurriculars. So guys, I saw a few of your resumes where you have added like I participated in the festival, like college fest. Like everyone participates, right? So what is special about that? Have you done anything specific in that festival where you that highlights your like any of your skills? So
Yeah, when you say participation, even audience is a participant. Remember
right.
that. Okay, whenever you use the word participation, even the audience who just maybe not even speak a word in the entire show is also a participant. So if you're writing something, write something specific that I did some anchoring. He mentioned that correctly. What
Right.
your skills are. Maybe you are good at talking. Mention that. Okay.
So like whenever you say achievements, like add the ones which you are proud of, like where you like where you can say that with your chest up, saying, okay, I did this. So I found like few of the like interesting achievements which I copied from your own resumes, right? Like someone have secured like 8th rank in the state SLC board examinations. Yeah, that's a great achievement, right? Like out of like what, some 2 lakh or 3 lakh people who writes the examination, and like she or like he have secured like 8th rank. Of course, it's a great achievement, right? Like these kind of things. So someone like might have presented an international like paper in the international journal, and they might have owned the like the prizes, right? Add these kind of things. I know like I have not added all the different things or the achievements from your own resumes, but make sure you add it like which you feel like proud of. Add only the achievements which you feel proud of, like not like I participated in that, I participated in a workshop. Like what did you do there? It's not like you just like, if you pay the amount, like the entry fees for the workshop, you will be given entry for that. No. So like if you have done something in that workshop, like then add it, right? So these kind of things should go in the achievements and extracurriculars, right? So the extracurriculars might be like you might have organized like one of the biggest event of your what in your college fest, or during your like school days or college days, these kind of things. Or you might have represented like a, a sports team to like like a state level, national level, these kind of things, right? So add those kind of extracurricular things like sports, or like going for like different what like paper presentations or like the project presentations, these kind of things, right? And last and the final one comes your personal details. Add it here. And also I haven't, like, again for improvisation, I haven't added this hobbies. So hobbies, like add like which makes sense, right? Like not something like out of fantasy, right? So like be candid. Whatever you do, if it's your hobby, add it. Like don't just add something else, right? So you can add your hobbies and all those things. So coming back to the final section, which I said I'll be covering education. So here I have added as a, like the box of like the three different things like SLC, PUC, and BE. So if you guys think you have, I said, so make sure you don't cross like a limit of 2 pages in your resume. if you think, or if you have like a lot of technical skills summaries to be added, and if you think like you need more space, then remove this box and add a single liner saying education, BE from NI Institute of Technology, like from like, in specialization from information science and engineering, passed out of this year. One single liner, that's all. You'll get enough space to add like more of your other things which might attract them. So like no need of SLC and PUC marks every time, right? So if you have scored like I said like some 8th rank, so that would like we are not cared about it, right? So when you say you are a like BE graduate, it's that I mean, like we can safely assume that you have passed SLC and PUC, right? So yeah, it's all your, I mean, up to you, right? So if you want like more space to add your uh,
Project responsibilities.
yeah, project resumes and like the technical things, then remove this pattern, add one single liner, or else go with this thing.
And also personal detail is also not mandatory. As long as we are able to connect you on the phone video, it's fine. We really don't need it, but to make the resume looks fuller, neat, for that details are there. So it is also not mandatory. You can remove it if you don't want it.
Right. So yeah, maybe the place I have it is Bangalore, so like
Yeah.
change it to your locality. Don't copy the same thing. So yeah, that's all I had for the certificate. Does this help you? Yeah, like few of them, like yeah, thanks for all the ones which gave us the feedback for the last event. Like that was very useful in coming up with these different things we had planned. So yeah, any doubts or any queries you had, like which we want to answer regarding the resume part itself?
What are your views on like resume website? Like I have seen people like just updating with the resume website. Like what are your views on that?
Yeah, so that's a great thing. Like if you have built it on your own.
Yeah, exactly. Building on like myself. So I just wanted to know like, is this resume which you just gave the introduction about that? Is this good, or updating with the website? Is it better with that idea?
So website is always the a good option that will like take you to the next level of your technical things, right? Also, when you're as like if you are sending that to like I mean if you're sending formally for anyone like the HR or the company for like seeking a job, then along with that, it's always better to have this. Like you can't just send the like your website address, right? So
Yeah.
you can add it in your like social media accounts, like saying in your like the bio, right, in your LinkedIn or Instagram or anywhere. So just add it there. If they are going through your LinkedIn profile, they just click and they'll go through it. Like if you're sending on one-on-one or to any companies, then always go with this format. Like have like this also, like along with that, have this one as well.
Okay, thank you.
So always remember, you need to have a printable resume.
Right.
Okay, we have to take the printout, save it, store it somewhere. So we need a printable resume.
Okay.
Right. That was a good question. Anything else? Hello.
Any questions?
Prajwal, I have one.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So, what do we include? I mean, just could you please explain more on the certificate logo column over there? So is it?
So as I said earlier, right, Varun, if you have got a resume, a certificate from one of the reputed companies like Oracle, like Red Hat, like there are like when you say like if you want to pursue like a database, I mean certification in database, like there are like good companies which are like accepted from all the companies, like the universally accepted things. Like when you say Oracle certified database engineer, yeah, because
Okay.
it's a product of Oracle and you have certified from that product, from that company itself. Right? Java is a product of Oracle. Like I always suggest like take the certification from the its own like the mother company, right? Like who are like introduced or like invented it. When you say Red Hat Linux, get the certification from the Red Hat, the company called Red Hat.
Okay. So Prajwal, I think we have one question from Sanjay. What about certificates gained from MOOCs?
Sorry, what does that MOOC
OC,
mean?
yeah.
It is just like a Udemy thing, actually. So no,
Yeah.
what you are saying, certificates which you are taken from a specific company, you have studied. That logos is what is actually needed. All these Udemy courses or MOOC and all those other online courses that you have, even Byju's, please mention that somewhere if you want to, because
Yes.
it is a knowledge gaining, not like you need to put it somewhere. That's not, that certifications are not useful for anything. You can have the certification just for gaining your knowledge, that's it.
Right. So okay, like as Aldria said, like you can have like one more header in this, like the other certifications and like the courses you have completed, and add all those details. But for your header, make sure you have the like a certification from the like the base company itself, which you have worked on, right? Like
And yeah,
database.
and for those people who are wondering, yes, all these certificates are paid.
Right.
All different levels. It's a paid certification, okay?
Right, certificate. So you just can't walk in and like take any of the like courses or like the certifications like without paying anything. So it costs. And if you are in company will pay you for that certifications.
Some companies.
Okay, some right. So yeah, that's all I had. In interest of time, I don't want to take like more of your time. So I'll pass it on to Trisha.
Yeah, after the session also, like finally when you're building your resume, you are finding any doubts or anything, please reach out to Prajwal on Instagram, LinkedIn, anywhere. I hope whenever he have time, he will answer your questions.
Yeah, right. So we will be sharing our email IDs as well with you. Like you people have asked for that, we will share that as well. So no worries about that. So yeah, I'll move to Trisha now. So
Thank you, guys. Hello, everyone. Before I start, at least one hello I want.
Hello.
Hi, Andrea.
Hi.
Hi, Rajeshwari ma'am. Hi, hello, everyone. Okay.
Hello,
So, hello, sir. Okay. So, before I start explaining about what is internship, I did have a question for you. That is, why in the interview do they ask questions related to internship? Can anyone answer? Anyone, it doesn't matter right or wrong. You can just be vocal about it. No problem.
Because it's more like a first-hand industry experience, and you get to know how you actually work in a company.
Wow, that's right. Yes, right. Any more? Okay, yeah. So what the reason, Hafsa is absolutely right. Yes, the reason behind that is every year we have so many engineers who are graduating from various colleges. In that, some are getting placed, some are not getting placed. When we talk about these unplaced students, one of the reason why they're not getting placed is they don't have industry knowledge. Because of that, they don't know how to prepare for the interview, and hence they're not able to crack the interview. Talking about these place students, companies which have taken these place students, they are giving feedback to the colleges telling, yes, we have taken students from your college, but even in them, there is some industry experience is not there. There's a lot of knowledge gap. So because of this, to overcome this problem, internship came into picture. So that's why for the final year students, an internship of at least a month became mandatory. So talking about what are the various questions that will be asked in an interview about internship is that they may ask questions like, what did you do in your internship? Maybe like, what are the projects that you did, or what are the different tasks that you did, and they may even ask you to elaborate each one of them. And they may ask you to tell what are the challenges that you faced when you were doing your internship, when you were doing few tasks. How did you overcome those challenges? They may ask whether you were put up in a team, or did you perform or did you work individually. If it was a team, how did you manage that team? Were you a team player? Yes or no? And then they ask you questions about what new did you learn during your internship. That time you can talk about technical skills also, what new you learned. Non-technical also, you can say what new you learned. And in whenever for me, whenever I gave the technical interview, for all the technical interviews, they did ask questions about internship. How means, like, first thing in the resume I had mentioned that I did internship, and regarding that I had specified details. And in the technical interview, when they would ask me, tell me about yourself, that time I would get topic about internship. And if these two cases have missed, somehow in the conversation I would end up talking about internship and make them ask more and more questions related to the internship, the tasks that I've done, to the tasks that I've done, and what was the team, etc. So be prepared. That is one tip I want to give. So that is, be prepared that when you go for a technical interview, that you will be asked questions about internship. The second tip that I want to give is that when you do your internship, please don't do it for the sake of getting certificate or getting good marks. It has no worth. It has no value. So do your internship with the aim of learning something new. It doesn't matter whether you have done your internship in a very big company, very small company, or you were part of a very small project or big project. It will not matter. What matters is that what new did you learn during your internship? What did you work during your internship is all that is going to matter. I had done my internship in Scanray Technologies Healthcare Unit. I had worked as a tester. If you want, I can share my experience. Do you want me to share my experience of internship?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so I did my internship, as I said, in Scanray Technologies Healthcare Unit. So Scanray, it is a leading international healthcare technology company which manufactures products like X-ray machines, patient monitoring system, anesthesia machine, etc. My sister works in Scanray. I had sent my resume to her, hoping that I'll get work as a developer. But instead, they offered me the internship for the tester. In Scanray, most of the engineers are from electronics background. So when I went there, even the testers were from electronics background. The reason being because the people from electronics background, they already have knowledge of these various equipments, maybe X-ray machine, patient monitoring system, etc. So what they had to learn was testing. In my case, it was inverse. I knew because of the subject called software engineering, I had a bit idea about testing, but no knowledge of these various equipments. So what they did is, with me, there were two more interns from different college. So for us, we had training for testing, and they gave us demo of these various components, equipments, and showed us how they work. So totally during the internship, 6 tasks were assigned to me. In that, the first task was for defibrillator. For that, I had to check do the testing for the ECG software. Only the first task that I did was in a team. After that, the various other tasks that was assigned to me, I did it individually. The second task is for patient monitoring system. Patient monitoring system is something in hospitals, especially in ICUs. Next to the patient, one equipment will be kept which has some wires connected to the patient, to their arm. So that's a patient monitoring system by which we come to know the patient's heartbeat, BP, SpO2 values, etc. So they had asked me to test the ECG software of this patient monitoring system. So that was the second task. The third task was for the same patient monitoring system. I had to check whether the temperature software was working. So for these first 3 tasks that I had done, I was the second person to do the testing. So already one time testing was done, and they had asked me to do the second time of testing. So here my chance of finding any bugs, errors, or mistake is nil. So then the fourth task that came was for a patient monitoring system again, but it was of other type, a different series. and they had asked me to do testing of the SpO2 module. So for this, for the first time, they gave me a chance to be the first tester to go and test that product. And this is for the first time, maybe after 20 days or 25 days of working in the internship, I was able to find a bug. So after I found this bug, because I was able to find a bug, the fifth task was related to finding the bugs. It was called as traceability, where I had to find, like not exactly like sitting and finding a bug, some close by task they had given, where I had to find 5-6 bugs. So that was the fifth task. And the last task, it was on the previous day of last day of my internship. It was related to anesthesia machine. In the anesthesia machine, there was a ventilator. I think during these COVID days, the word ventilator, oxygen, it's very common. You would have heard it. So they had told me to do the testing of anesthesia machine in that ventilator is there. So they had asked me to check whether that ventilator is able to take oxygen and give the oxygen out. So this ventilator was very huge. This anesthesia machine was very huge. So it had been set up in a lab, not exactly a lab type of a setup where the temperature is less. You have to wear the apron and go barefooted like that. And the problem here was people who will enter this lab should be experienced. And in my case, neither I have experience nor I am an employee of Scanray. So what my manager did is, for me to enter the lab, he got a supervisor. Along with the supervisor, I entered the lab. So I will be doing the testing and the supervisor will be watching me when I do the testing. So totally time that was allocated to do this particular testing was 6 hours. But in order to get the supervisor and to get all the procedures in place to enter the lab, it took about 2 to 3 hours. Then remaining 3 hours was remaining. So in that somehow had to complete all the executing all the test cases, and finally completed that. When I did my internship in Scanray, lot of people had helped me, had taught me various steps, various techniques, so that I finished my work properly. Along with that, for the successful completion of my internship, a lot of teachers from my college have helped me. So thank you very much for that. Do you have any questions? I'll be more than happy to answer. Any questions?
Hi, Trisha. I have a question.
Yeah.
Have you paid any money to get in that company?
No. I didn't do any payment.
Reference, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rajeshwari ma'am knows about my internship in detail.
Trisha, what was the period you did this internship during which semester?
After the 6th semester, for a 1 month period.
Like after the 6th semester, between those holidays or what? Because I don't think we get a span of 30 days of holidays after a break of exams.
Yeah, we had, that was the time we had placements also, internship also. So for our batch, two things were happening: internship and placements.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Any more questions?
Were you specific in your resume that you are proficient in testing or something? For example, if
Yeah.
you to get an internship in web development, should I be really? Were you specific about it?
Sorry, can you repeat it again? I think I was not able. Your voice is not. Yeah.
Rachita, your voice is not audible. I think. Can you just put your question in chat box, or can you repeat the question again?
Yes, sir. I'll put it in chat.
She'll put that in the chat box.
So like I just adding to like the previous question, right? Like, was it a paid internship or no? So it all depends on, like, I mean, there might be questions, right? Like, how did you get the internship? Like, how should we get the internships? So guys, it's all about your network, right? So you can use the social medias, like especially the LinkedIn efficiently, or if you have any like friends or colleagues or seniors working in a company, ask them. Like in the last session, Aldria had like, it was like she pointed this out, right? Like there's no wrong in asking. Like go talk to people. There's no harm, or like it's not wrong at all. So
See, you want to get into any job, anything, the major key, the first quality that you'll have to have is talk.
yes,
Ask.
communicate, right?
Just ask. No problem. What is the answer? Either yes or no. That's it. Remember that. Please ask. No worries. If somebody's not answering your question, that means it's a no. Clear indication. That's it. Don't have to think, oh my God, that person ignored me. No, don't think that. It's a no. Just it. That's it. So Trisha, she has posted the question.
Yes, in my resume, I did specify that what I did. So I had put I had worked as a tester, and even when they'd asked me to elaborate in detail what I'd done in internship, that time also I did mention that I worked as a tester.
Am I audible now?
Yes, Rajita.
I know, I just meant before getting the internship.
Okay. Before getting the internship, that time like I wanted to become developer, so that time I wanted, but I didn't get that opportunity. So what opportunity came my way.
Okay,
So
then.
yeah, it's like, okay, it's not like I mean, since it's your internships, it's not like you have to go, like it's all about getting the industry experience. That's all. Like it's not the ultimate thing, right? Okay, you have choose like testing in your internship and that should be your domain. No, it's completely for the purpose of the industry experience that you will get during your internships. So
So
grab
it
any
is
opportunity.
so it is like when you have joined somewhere and you don't like it, it's okay. Like you can tell that you have this experience, fine, but you want to be a developer, just be vocal about it. Tell them that this is what you want to be. Just show that you're willing to learn if given an opportunity. So that is something that you will have to always have in your mind. So it is not that just because in internship you did this, maybe you might be doing two different domains you can choose from. Otherwise you want to do something else, go for it. That's it. Because when you're beginning a career, that is the best stage you can choose your career. Once you're done, it'll be very difficult for you to switch. Okay, you'll need a lot of practices, connections, everything for you to just switch that domain. All right, so please, internship is not your endpoint. Internship is not what you decide your career also. Internship is required to have this industry knowledge, how the organization totally works, a different organization in different levels. So Scanray was a different organization, product company, service company, everything has a different set of working style. All right, it is for that sake that you need internship for.
I have a question. So, how do we choose a company for internships? Like as Trisha told, there is nothing as such big company or small company. As far as you get to learn, there is nothing as such. But what qualities we need to see in a company when we are, applying for internship? So, should I apply for this company for internship? What are the qualities we first have to look into?
Okay. To answer that question, okay, so every company will have its own websites, and also there are few other websites which give the more, I mean, all the details of the, like a review kind of a thing, like just like Glassdoor for all the, I mean, most of the companies. So if you're applying through it, like go read go through the website of the company and like see what are they doing, like what is their product doing, and like of course again come back to LinkedIn and like search for that company and see like what they are doing. So if you think it's your cup of tea, where you can go and like, I mean, like they are providing like they're building or like they're doing something which you are interested in, choose those kind of companies, right? Like if you got a choice, like, to choose from.
Yeah, see,
So
and for
always,
example, yeah, whenever Trisha said about her experience, the company that she worked is not a software company, remember that. So
right.
it was not about that thing. Okay, so either you can think what the companies offer, or you can go in the other way, what you don't want to do. Like for example, you see something and you're like, okay, I don't want to go to this company, stick on to it, that's it. It's not like something, as I said, internship is for your experience sake, like to know how about the company, how it works, just like that. For that you'll have this industry knowledge, for that it is. So just don't worry about, yeah, big company, small company, what that company does, as long as you are getting the internship of what you actually can present, what you can actually handle.
So, and also like within 30 days, like I don't think like you will get a lot of things to learn. Like it takes time for you to get used to that environment and like learn like as much as possible, all those things, right? So like think it
Thank
as an
you.
opportunity to understand the industry or the company, like the work culture. So, and also, yeah, of course, to enhance your skills and to explore different domains.
Okay, so quick bye-bye to Trisha. Trisha has work a call now, so she has to go. And thank you,
Bye.
Trisha.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Trisha.
Thank you.
So yeah, so we will be moving on to our next segment, that is digital platforms, and Aldria will take this up, right?
All right, so the digital platforms we had already discussed last time about LinkedIn and everything. Just now, Prajwal also mentioned about Glassdoor, Quora, and all those things. So before you go through anything, so let me ask you a question. How many of you have actually in the last week went back to your LinkedIn profiles and build it up? Like I had told, right, in the entire week you have time to prepare your LinkedIn profile. So how many of you have done it?
Be genuine, be candid.
Yeah, Rachita, yes. We have one hand raised. Next, anybody? Anagha, yeah. So I think we have more participants, and yeah, a lot. We are getting a lot actually. That's a good thing. All right. I will quickly like something.
Shall I stop sharing my screen?
Yes, correct. Is this like, can you view this? Are you able to see my profile?
No, Aldria.
No. 1 second. Can you see it now?
Yes.
All right. So those people who have already seen my profile before, this has changed like yesterday, last night. Okay. So I usually don't keep it in this way, because once you updated it, especially for those who are having experience, once you have updated your profile, people will approach whether thinking that you are looking out for a job change and all those things. So here is my profile, and this is Varun's profile. Can you see this? I hope everybody can see. Once I'm presenting, I'm not able to see anybody's interaction. So I would really, really appreciate if somebody says yes or no.
Yes.
All right, so let me come to Varun's profile itself first. So see, Varun has updated his profile. He has kept everything properly. So he has, in the cover page, see, this is how your cover page will look like for a professional. That is, he's already into the organization and all that, and he has mentioned what it is. And when it comes to my profile, until yesterday, it was the same picture that was on the poster, your alumni invite poster, and to match my dress color, I had put up an infinity symbol with a golden color. That's it. So I had mentioned it, like, always make it a little bit matching, but when I made it, yeah, it looked like a social media profile. That's it. Because I told you in the last session also that I have actually made it like that, because I'm actually not looking out for any jobs. And here, when it comes to Varun's profile, see, it is very updated. He has kept his profile very formal and everything. And here, see the about what he has mentioned. That is his history of working, the stakeholders, the information that he's an MBA professional, all that he's proud of. He has mentioned it there. And all these things, when it comes to his about, yes, So currently, whatever he's working, yes, he has not mentioned about what he's exactly doing right now, but what he was doing before. This is the things that is from the resume itself. Okay, so most of the things, this thing will be coming to your resume. From resume, this will come here. So everything will be kind of interrelated, and all these education and everything, how you make it. Okay, and here in LinkedIn, you also have enough of search options where you can find each professional out. Like you can find recruiters there, you can find your work here. In the jobs option, you can find what jobs, you can put up proper filters. In jobs, you can even find your internships. So when it comes to my profile, I'll show you one mistake that you should not do. Like as I said, as I'm not looking out for a job, this is my about, and it looks like really a social media thing with all the hashtags and all these cheers to life and all those things. So please do not do this. I will be changing my profile actually back to the same old, but here this is how it usually looks like. So as you're not currently part of any organization or anything, in this cover page thing, you can keep it very simple, maybe some life quotes, which is a one-liner thing, not like an entire set of explanation or anything that you will have to mention there. So just keep it very simple, nice, because your cover page doesn't really matter. Okay, so but it has to be neat. Like do not leave it empty, but put up something, maybe even if a solid color, it's fine. Like for example, my photo has a gray background. I can just put the cover page as gray, just simple gray, nothing written, just a solid color. You can just mention it like that. And always try to keep, like as long as you are in a job hunt, please keep a professional photo. Do not keep your social media photo. Okay, so this is my passport size photo actually. So just not keep anything other than that for then in platform. All right. And so do you have any questions on that part? Anybody? About LinkedIn profile? And make sure that you update your profile as long as you're looking out for a job. Make sure you are updating your profile as long as you're looking out for an internship. Because if you're reaching somebody through LinkedIn, they will definitely look into your profile. A click, they'll definitely look into your profile. So
Yeah,
anybody has any questions on that?
So if no questions, yeah, I just want to.
I just ask everyone to put up your questions in chat box. If you're not able to ask, okay, you can just put your questions in chat box quickly. If you're okay with the things, you can just put up a thumbs up over there. You're okay with the things? Just quickly.
Yeah. In the meantime, like okay, like make sure like it like your LinkedIn profile reflects your resumes. Like they both have to be in line. So there is an option in LinkedIn where they can download your like profile or like
resume. So if you're uploading the resume, your about also should say the same.
Right. So make sure it's in line with your resume. And same with the other platforms like Naukri or Indeed or any other platforms which you are looking for a job, right? Am I audible?
Yeah. Yes, Prajwal, you are audible. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. So if there are no questions, I think we can move to our next segment on like how.
On the next slide.
Yeah. Varun, do you want to take up that cover page?
Yeah, sure, Prajwal. So, as I said, okay, just give me a minute. So, am I audible? I mean, these are the basic questions that we do ask while am I audible?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you once again. So, yeah, I wanted to talk about or share my experience related to how I chose to pursue my MBA. So, what are the factors that did drive me in terms of taking up another career or another goal towards my journey? So, I just want to brief or share about my views about things we do. So, before we go ahead, I just want to bring a couple of more things. I know Prajwal, Trisha, and also Alria did speak. So, I just want to share. Prajwal, can you bring that up? My resume in terms of how we at my MBA program did manage to build the things. Yeah, so this is something which we did at our MBA college. So you can see that it was, I mean, we all the students did follow a single format. So we did have the college logo on top, left top, and the content over there differs from each candidate to candidate. So I think, I mean, I do have one recommendation to ISC department that if students are opting from college or on-campus placements, let's do a kind of and one say a systematic format in terms of creating resumes, which might help students. Again, if they're opting for off placements, it's again whatever Prajwal said that comes into play. I mean, Prajwal has clearly explained what are all the contents that one needs to include. But again, having a systematic format from a college side, that always builds the reputation of the recruiter.
Right.
You can
So,
see that.
Varun, you mean to say that the whole class follows the same format?
Yeah, yes, we
Right.
did follow the same format. So, for example, it should be, I mean, college logo you can't use after you graduate from engineering. So that is something you have to add to college terms and conditions and norms or discretion so that you make sure the logos are added appropriately. So that is one thing you need to make sure. And again, as Prajwal said, education is something which I mentioned. So always start with the highest level of education, what you have done, followed up. It would be good. It would be good to add your percentage or not. It's left to you. Again, internship in terms of the latest internship you did. So I did internship for 3 months with EduTech, then sports internship, academics project. So that was done during my engineering college, and NGO activities if you have done anything particular to that. Just highlight the bullet points, whatever you're done. I mean, I know this is brief, but you have to talk more when it comes to interview section. So achievements and awards, and followed with other details and personal details. I also did make sure or come across that couple of students have added father's name and mother's name in your resume, so which is not required. Just keep it
Right.
simple, as your date of birth and address, so where you are reachable at. And the other things as well shared, I have shared my email address over top and also LinkedIn in this particular column itself. So another question I did get, I mean, Prajwal, you did get a question related to something called what are all the qualities? Sorry, it's Trisha, right? What are the qualities that one should see while doing internship? So again, it's
Right.
your pure discretion which profile or domain you wanna land into. Again, as Prajwal said, do a thorough research about the company. What is that they have been doing? What are the solutions or the products that is offered from that particular company? And does it fit your requirements or what you are trying to do? And always Glassdoor is one recommended website wherein you get the overall picture about the company, what they're doing, and what you will be doing. So also upon that, as Alria said, do take a research search tab in the LinkedIn, see whether there are any openings specific to internship that the company is offering. So this way you can just jot down the points and do some research. And other way, I just want to bring one more thing in terms of cover letter. So what is cover letter? So while you're reaching out to any HR, say for example, on campus, well and good. So that is always preferable. While you're reaching out to off-campus HRs, say for example, I don't know Alvia, so she's HR of business operations in Cognizant. So I have to make an outreach. So that is where you draft a message highlighting or providing a brief about yourself, so what you have done, and then add your resume on top of it or below it. I did. I think I'll take up the questions at the last, so I'll finish the part what I'm planning to do. Any questions? Definitely, I'll take at the last. So I mean, I would like to answer those questions. So this, for example, keep it simple. Provide a brief content. I mean, you can just have a look. So I've mentioned that which position I'm interested towards. What is the background that I've come across? Say, for example, I worked with Oracle for 2.5 years. Now that I have to change the company. So this is the cover letter which I did manage to use. And what are all the key metrics or the roles and responsibilities that I've acquired in my previous organization. And this is something we can use. I mean, Prajwal can provide you or share it across to the whole team. So I want to make sure it is accessible or reachable to everyone. And do keep
Right.
these kind of documents. For example, you're getting a resume, sample resume, which Prajwal will be sending. Prajwal, you can attach this as well.
Right. So yeah, whatever we are like sharing here, like of course, like we have few many things to share as well. So we will be sending that to everyone. So don't worry about like copying this or doing some like taking photos and all. Yeah, definitely we will share this with you, like because we have built it for you guys.
Yeah, I mean I don't have any copyright issue, so you can definitely go ahead and use that. So no worries, do not worry about that. You can just re-edit this also. So we want to make sure that everyone do get placements opportunities and make sure you are placed in the reputed organization. So that is the two main key focus items what the alumni and the ISE faculty is focusing on. So we are all in for that and help you each at most care and concern whatever we could do from our side. So after which, just to talk about how I pursued or chose MBA, is that there are quite a few things which you tend to do or think about when you're initially in 5th, 6th, or 7th sems. So, for example, there are a couple of things, faculty, ISE faculty team, to be honest. So that is where during my 6th semester, I did found technical programming very difficult for me to pursue. So what after? For example, file structure. Seriously, I couldn't go ahead and read or study for 3 to 4 pages of programming. No way. That is not my domain or scope or expertise. So that is something you have to think when it comes to where do you stand in terms of technical expertise and what are you going to do about it. So that is where I thought, okay, I'll join the time coaching classes. Okay, let me explore MBA. So while going to time, they did tell me that, okay, MBA is something which most of the engineering students do while they complete their graduation, ISE, electronics communication, etc. So that is where they boosted me up in terms of, yes, there are adequate opportunities. You can be a technical and then management expert as well. So these kind of things did affect me in terms of gaining more things related to it. And also a couple of coaching classes did help me in terms of cracking the interviews. So there are five top examinations in when it comes to MBA. So one is CAT. So while you're applying for IIMs, that is something you need to crack. You have to be well prepared. The another one is MAT. MAT is something, again, management aptitude test. So also prepared by all the top reputed colleges in India. And CMAT is something another similar to MAT kind of thing. So these are the examinations. For example, CAT does happen once in a year, just like GATE examinations. I think Mandara would be talking about more about that. So CMAT is once or twice a year, and MAT does happen 4 times in a year. So these are the exams that most of the reputed colleges choose candidates from. So you have to prepare accordingly. So that is where you can do it on your own, or also try taking help of classes, etc. So after which I did get a chance here at Mysore itself, a college by name SDM IMD. So it's beneath the Chamundi Hills. So I think most of you are, I'm not sure whether you have come across that college. So that's a very good college in terms of the placements that they did. So I did my internship. So again, as you guys have now, it was a mandate for me as well during my MBA program to make sure that we, for an example of 2 to 3 months, do internships or work with a company. So for that particular activity, the college again had 2 choices: whether we can pursue our internships on our own, reach out to a couple of leads that we have. Say, for example, if your relatives are working elsewhere, you can just ask them and be a part of that team. Or else, company also did bring in a couple of companies to attend interview or placements for that. Again, as Trisha was telling, and many more from my team, internship is just an experience that you get to know about how an organization performs. There is no right or wrong that you could achieve in a span of 2 to 3 months. It's just how your colleagues work, how well do you fit in an organization, how the different teams, for example, HR, systems, other finance, operations work, how an organization is working day in and day out. So that is the key main focus of things that the internship does come or you get experience from. So after which I did join Oracle during my on-campus program. It was on-campus drive that our college brought in. So for Oracle, I was given a designation of Associate Customer Success Manager. So I did my specializations in marketing and systems. So that was a dual specialization which I did. So again, so in the interview, think about this. Oracle is an technology company, and the skills what I've inherited is both techno management. Say, for example, 4 years of engineering with IS and 2 years of MBA specialization. So this helped me to crack Oracle interview with the expertise I did get from my engineering and MBA college. So IT company with the MBA skills, so that is where I was given a role of Associate Customer Success Manager. So you market and you know the concepts of Oracle Cloud. So my role at Oracle was 2.5 years, a long journey with them, working on Oracle IaaS and PaaS and SaaS cloud concepts. So that is where we, or the ISE faculty team, did always ensure that, during our time, IoT, cloud were the emerging topics. So they always requested us to be with or be on top of the emerging IT trends out here. So that is where I pursued my career with Oracle. And after which I joined Sprinkler. Again, it is a SaaS product company. Currently, I'm working as Platform Success Manager. So once you enter any specific domain, so it is always recommended to pursue your career in that way itself. Say, for example, if I were to join HR now, so I have to start from beginning. I'll be considered as a fresher in that particular domain because I don't inherit that experience, right? So that is where choose or always strive forward to work with the specific domain what you have. So that is one key advice from my end. So also, I think, 1 second, you can stop your screen. I'll share my screen and show this. Can you see my screen? Let me know if this works. Prajwal, can you see? Because I don't see the chat meets.
Right. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
it's visible.
Okay, cool. So as you know, I think these are the basic concepts of my network, jobs, messaging, notifications, etc. But one key focus or item that I just want to mention is that make use of this search column excellently. Say, for example, if I want to see, I come from customer success background. So I search this column. You can see that there are many teams or relevant search columns that you get from. So, for example, if you want to see Java groups, so does LinkedIn also come up with these kind of chat forums or something of that sort? So there is always a forum that is available in LinkedIn wherein you can be a part of that member and make sure that, sorry, my search all for LinkedIn. Yeah, say for example, there is Java developers group. You can see that groups, post, people, companies, job, cool events. These are the groups wherein there will be many more expertise people interacting with. Say, for example, I will click on that. It also does ask request to join. So these are the different groups that you can leverage upon in the LinkedIn. I mean, this is very helpful. This is where I've joined, or you can see the search columns. As a customer success is a group which I've joined, etc. And for example, I do interact with my clients on a daily basis. So if she is my client and she is based out in US and Canada. So that is where, for example, I will bring this up. Yeah, so you can just make and reach like this. Say, for example, I am your success manager from Sprinkler team. I have Varun, thank you for the ad. So this is something where I'm showing you live examples. You can definitely leverage these kind of things wherein they'll be very happy to connect and you can increase your expertise or network options. For example, I did apply for, this is a community group which I had added. Say, he did come up with this statement, asking that, say, Varun, your full name and last name need to be visible on your LinkedIn profile in order to join to the customer success forum. So always make sure that your first name and last name are clearly visible to the one. So after which I did change the link and I did apply. So that is where people are observing you on the social platform. There is certain standards that you need to add while you are searching. And I think LinkedIn is an excellent forum that you can leverage on. We are planning to come up with more these kind of sessions or talk to our management to bring this up. So I think we can definitely leverage these kind of things from your point, or reach out to us and we will help you out. So these the things, I mean, can I know, or to make it more interactive, I do have a couple of questions. So anyone can answer why MBA. So first of all, are you guys looking forward to do any post-graduation courses after you complete your engineering?
I saw like few of the questions from whatever the like feedback form which I had sent them. Like I mean, they were in dilemma whether to choose. Yeah, like Taraj said something. Yeah, there were other questions as well. Like guys, like it's a right time and the right platform. You have a right people along with you to ask your questions. So go ahead.
I think let me pick up Yukta since everyone has replied. Yukta, are you there?
Oh, yes, I'm there.
Okay, great. So why MBA?
First of all, I'm not really confused. Like, should I opt MBA or MTech after my engineering? So I'm just researching like what would be better for me.
Okay, cool. So why? What is that you are? What is that things are striving for you to choose
Yeah.
this
So
two
first of all,
specific fields?
basically,
So you must be.
Yeah. Yeah, basically from starting itself, I was like will sit for the placement, but later came into mind ki why not study further and why not invest more, no, I mean get more knowledge about that particular domain. So I was like, I'll study more to get the knowledge about that particular domain more.
Okay, I mean, rightly said. As you know that there is no right or wrong. It's again your pure discretion as into what you should be pursuing. So I am not saying that choose MBA, choose MTech, anything of that sort. It's again your thought process as into what you need to continue. So I think Mandara would be providing more insights about MTech moving forward. So I don't want to touch particular domain. So always the key focus that one can inherit from MBA is that, as I said, you'll be getting a knowledge of managerial expertise, management concepts to add to your or improve your expertise. So you don't see that trend always going towards your technical career itself. So you can strive for different opportunities. Again, second point is more opportunities. You can improve your career growth in terms of what you need to do. And lastly, I think this is quite answerable, and you guys must be thinking higher salary, definitely. That is where people to provide more salary package in terms of having double degrees, etc. So you can I mean, I just want to keep it simple as of now. So this is something which helps for each one of you to choose whether go with engineering or management. But nevertheless, if you are very technical, there is no way stopping you. Trust me, I've seen miracles from my friends who have joined, maybe Prajwal. I have one more friend, Prashant. They are very technically built, very technically expertise. So they wanted to pursue their career with that. So don't come to decisions at the earliest, I would rather say. Do not take decisions after you graduate, search for job 6 months. Okay, I should have done MBA at that point in time. So this kind of uh, picturization or your thinking just keeps you long awaiting. Or say, for example, there is also one good thing which you can do is that you can get placed to any of the company, then again you can do MBA. So that also adds up very well while you are pursuing MBA. You need not be a fresher. So I was a fresher directly from engineering. So do not mind that. So it's always a win-win situation for you guys if you are a fresher and also have expertise from your previous organization, and then you pursue MBA. So always good to have these kind of things. Do not worry. There is no way that fresher can't do well in MBA. Fresher, I mean, it's very competitive world out there. No, if you stand and you're willing to do and complete that course, you can do anything of that sort. So I think I've provided mostly about myself or the journey or why I wanted to do MBA and key management examples you need to look for, and also why do people do MBA after their engineering. So do let me know if you have any questions. I'm free to take up questions or interact more with you in terms of, I think Prajwal will be providing the LinkedIn connects and also email addresses. So you can just let me know. Any questions at this point in time? I did see from INSPIRE-ISE and IT, would video resume help? So I think, can I know who did bring up this question?
No, it's admin of this event.
Yes, sir.
Varun.
Okay.
It's me, Varun. Yeah. I'm just
Srinidhi sir, is it?
yeah.
Yeah.
I was just
Okay.
hosting the session. I just put up this question through this account.
So, okay. So what exactly you mean to say by video resume?
Sir, I'll say about that. So video resume can be put up in the social media platforms like, in LinkedIn and all that. You can put it so that when we click a link, we can post that. But like as I said, resume should always be in a printable form. Video resumes will not help. Like I will be not able to forward that resume to my higher managers or the director or during the interviews and all those things. So video resume can be like, an advertisement, but definitely not recommended.
Okay. Thank you, Alria. I have one more question for Varun, and
Yeah.
it's somewhat personal question. Like, if we have to take, like, I'm 2015 batch student. I'm 2015 passed out. If we want to take a career transition towards management, is it possible to now to take up career transition, or would you like to recommend to just go with whatever the domain which we are into?
No, definitely. As I said, you can try and apply for the other opportunities that come in your way. There is no way that I recommend you to stick on to one expertise itself. But when you are taking up, or when you have made your mindset to pursue with MBA, so be confident about why MBA for you. So what is that which made? So these are the general questions that one asks while you are interviewing for a particular college. So for example, this might be something questions which I want to understand. So why are you doing or pursuing MBA after 5 years?
Okay.
So
Thank you.
that is where you need to jot down your points, as into strongly build answers. So, say for example, you say, okay, I'm challenging or expanding my career opportunities. So again, the interviewer might ask from the college, you didn't think of this 5 years back. So what that made you to drive now? Why are you seeing? Why do you want to expand your career opportunities after 5 years? So these are the way. Again, there is no right or wrong in these questions. These are all the scenario-based questions, which I would say, based on the situation that you are interacting with. So I say these are the questions that you need to be aware of while you are opting for. Say, for example, I work for 3 years, then give a gap of 1 year, and again I'm back to IT field. So what happens in this 1 year? So you should have your strong recommendations or strong built-in answers as into why I opted or to stay out of IT career for 1 year. I think Aldria must be interacting with these kind of candidates for a long time now. So these are something which I would say to work on, sir.
So the tone that we ask this question will be very different. Okay, you'll feel like we are degrading you or anything, because it's just like we are actually checking your confidence. Because when we ask this kind of question, you tend to pull back and you'll be like, oh god, are they taking it wrong? Like that is something that always comes to your mind. So just don't worry about that. It is about you convincing the interviewer that yes, you are capable of doing this. So first you need to be having self-confidence, then take it up ahead, and it will work. It's never impossible to switch your career even after 10 to 15 years also. So it's never impossible, but the thing is you should be ready for answering or facing that questions. You should be comfortable enough to talk.
Okay. Thank you both. Like, one of the questions has put up the question through WhatsApp. Can you shed some light on the difference between a resume and a CV?
Okay. So CV majorly is to, like, once you come into a career, like once you have a career, then it is always turned into a CV. Before that, the fresher is a resume, always, because we all know that it is a fresher. We all know that the person is coming. So as of now, current academics, we know that the person might have done internships. So when it was me, yeah, definitely no internships written on your resume, on my resume. There was nothing such that on my resume. And of course, I used to not mention that columns because I made it one single page. As I said, there was nothing, no details to mention about the internship or anything. I had a simple resume where I just mentioned in a one-liner and everything. So that is where the resume is. And always this term resume and CV gets coming up. Okay, there, though the meaning is a little different from both. So CV is more like the curriculum vitae, where it is actually your experiences. So when it comes to the resume, it is the fresher thing. So always it is that way. There is no too different. It's all kind of same.
So I think just to add to Aldria, it's more or less the cover letter which I just showed.
Exactly.
So wherein you provide your brief or summary or synopsis just in a couple of words, what you're doing. Resume is always preferable in terms of the industry standards or the companies. So CV is kind of, most of the organizations do not ask, Aldria, correct me if I'm wrong. It's just that your resumes and your CLs, cover letters, is something which are frequently in movement these days.
And there are people who attach a cover letter along with the resume. Like, you know, they put actually, instead of copy pasting this into a message body, they just copy, attach it into the, like, as an attachment. Honestly, nobody's going to read that. You put it in your, in an email body, people will at least read at least the introduction. If that is very interesting, then they'll read the rest of the things. Do not attach it, copy paste into your message body before you send it.
Okay, thank you both. Yeah.
Also for like all the internship aspirants, so like always you can use this cover letters like before reaching out to any companies, right? So yeah, we will be sharing that. Yeah, with that I'll move on to Mandara. So
hi guys, I hope you're doing well. So with the time constraint, I'll just start off because we're not left with longer time. So is anybody there who's actually willing to take up MTech, or is still having a dilemma to pursue? Anybody, any answers?
Yeah, we
Hafsa
have
raised her
hand.
hand.
Okay.
Anyone? That's it. Only Hafsa wants to.
Okay, in that case, Mandara, like let's have one-on-one call with Hafsa, right? So like no one else is interested, or like no one is asking
we
the
have few
questions.
now coming up. Yeah, we have few coming up now.
Now, right.
So I'll just give a short thing, whatever I have with my experience. Maybe post that if you have things you want to know some more, you can just post up your questions. So my decision for masters, it was not an overnight decision or a sudden thing. I did have some confusion, but since research was a thing which I wanted to do sooner or later, I decided to try for MTech. And again, I was not at risk because I had an offer letter. So I was just trying. I had some priority colleges. I was open only to some colleges. So if I had the college of my choice, I decided to start. And since I got NIE, I did not have a dilemma. I got it. I started off with my MTech. And what are some benefits with MTech is you can stand out from the rest, but it has to be from a good institute. The institute here matters a lot because now even MTech students, there are many MTech students who are not placed. And you don't have the campus. If it is like you don't, like all colleges don't have good recruitments, good placements. It is the same like PE. There are very limited companies who come for MTech and only for the top colleges. So college here matters a lot. And you have the career path with MTech is a lot more. Like you can go for teaching, you can do a research, or you can go to any domain specific sectors you have in mind, you can do that. Yeah, again, better placements, but only if you are from a top college. And you get to work, you have an opportunity in research position in like the good institutes like ISRO, DRDO, with the position of JRF, Junior Research Fellow. You have such things with an MTech. And yeah, you have this since it is domain specific, you can specialize yourself in a domain. So for a career, like if you want to go to a technical part, then it'll be helpful. You have to decide on it. And I got it through PGCET, but you can aim for GATE as well. But GATE needs a lot of preparation compared to PGCET. PGCET, it is limited to VTU colleges. GATE is for IITs and IISCs. And also there are some government, again, as I mentioned, DRDO, ISRO, they have these requirements. They look at your GATE scores as well. So GATE will be helpful there. And GATE exam, it is conducted every year, usually in the month of February. And the rank, what you have, it is valid up to 3 years for MTech. Here for GATE, the qualification rate is very low because it is not like there is no cutoff usually. So only all the colleges want the top ones. So very few get the admissions through GATE. You don't have a cutoff thing called, but the qualification rate is very high. Sorry, it is low. Like only the top ones get it through GATE.
Mandara?
And, yeah, yes, sir.
Students will be like these batch of students will be eligible to take up their GATE exam during their 7th semester. So can they start preparing from now itself so that it will be a good time for them?
Yeah, they should be starting their preparations now. You can take up when you're in 3rd year or a final year. But it requires a lot of preparation when compared to PGCET. I did not take up GATE because I knew the amount of preparations it required, and I was not a person who was interested to go to IITs. I wanted a college in Karnataka, one of the top colleges, so I took up PGCET. But if you're aiming for IITs, then you should be starting your preparations now. And next, you have another thing which is called integrated PhD programs. I was not at all aware of this when I got my admission, but just in case you're interested, these are usually a 5-year program. You can save a year with if you're enrolling in this. This is you do your MTech along with your PhD. This is offered only in IITs. I'm not sure if even IIScs offer it, but IITs do offer, and it is like you can choose a subject for MTech of your choice. Along with that, you'll be doing a PhD. So you'll be saving a year if you have an interest of research. You're saving a year with this 5-year program. Here you get better placement deals, and you'll have more depth knowledge when compared to MTech. This is more, the knowledge you get is more here. This is for how to get into MTech. If you guys are interested and if you want to know, I'll share some of the internship experience what I had.
Really require some responses. Can somebody unmute and speak?
If only if it's needed.
A question about what is the difference between MS, MTech, and ME. So yeah, all of them are masters, definitely. And when it comes to MTech, yes, it is a technology specified. And when it comes to MS, there is an engineering specification also for MS, but of course there is a lot of other things coming along with MS, like a lot of other branches like science and all those different kind of branches that comes up with maybe the mathematics and everything. So MS in mathematics, MS in biology, and all those. So there are different fields in MS. MTech, of course, technology specific. And when it comes to ME, can somebody else put up an insight, because I'm not very much keen on talking about it.
Okay, I think Mandara, do you know what does ME stands for? So first,
I don't know.
It's Master of Engineering, but yeah, like even I don't think. I mean, at least I don't have context on ME.
So I think.
Yes, we don't have contacts. Yeah, definitely, we don't want to guide you in a wrong direction.
Right.
So yeah, maybe this is not the right time for answering that. Sorry about that.
Yeah, maybe we will come up with we will do more research on like 3 different things which you have said, and yeah, we will come back to you with like more details, so which would definitely help you rather than giving like some answers in the air, right? So sorry for
So
that.
you guys want the internship part also to be covered?
So we have one guest. Anybody else? Does anybody wants to know about the internship part? From the master's perspective, like once he's Mandara did like internship after the masters? I mean, during masters? During masters. Yeah, actually we have some. So Mandara, maybe you can brief about
I'll give a brief talk on that. Here for MTech, internship is mandatory. It is usually for a period of 7 to 9 months. Nothing like exact, but internship is mandatory in your curriculum. And some colleges also have this on-campus internship hirings. It is called specifically for MTech students. And since the internships are for longer durations, most of the companies offer it minimum for 10 months. That is what happened when I was doing it for my batch. But very few offer it for 6 months also. You have it for 6 months also. The benefits, what you get for a 10 months internship is the chances of you getting absorbed as an employee is very high. one. And the second thing is you need not worry about your project. 80% of your time, your internship work will also come for your project. You can do that. Or even if it does not, you can somehow fit it, because it will be easier for you to manage your internship and the project. But in case it does not, then it will be a tough time, because your internships would most of it would be Bangalore based. And for your project, you have to keep coming to Mysore. That will be a little tedious if you don't have the same part as your project. And to just put it in short, you have to get an internship and get converted, or else again you have to settle down for the pool drives where your domain or the purpose of doing MTech is not actually served. This is because what happens for the placements is internship, since internship holds a lot of value, for you don't have anything very specific placements called only for MTech. You are made to attend along with the BE students, and recruiters are not even aware that there are some MTech students who are included. You don't get any privilege during your placements, and your project will also be running back around the same time, and you're doing it alone. You would have messed it up completely. So your preparations for a placement drive would be null. So clearing the first round itself is a tough one. So getting an internship and getting conversion would be a better option. But again, internship interviews are not easy because the expectations are high. Since you don't have the onboarding trainings, nothing, you don't have such. It would be just onboard knowledge transfer. You'll have some 10 to 15 days. You need to understand and just start contributing. And they observe, like if you're quick enough, you are a quick learner, you can easily get converted. Since you're there for 10 months, if the amount of your contribution is more, you will get converted and you will have pretty good packages. And if if you choose doing MTech because you're not placed, it would not be appropriate, because there are people who actually do this, but it is just a big trouble, I can say. I still have some of my classmates who are looking for jobs. They are not placed. They are looking for a certification. They're taking up some certifications, and they are looking for jobs. So it is like just 2 years is just gone waste if you do that. And college matters a lot in MTech, because the companies who come for MTech recruitments, they're very less, and they all prefer the top colleges. So if you're aiming for an MTech, it is better you get in touch with the faculty at the college or any of your seniors who have done it from the same college, or anybody for that matter, anybody who has done MTech would be guiding you better. Yeah, that is all I actually had. If you have any specific questions, I can answer it.
So yeah, adding to what like Mandara and Varun said, like they emphasized it a lot, and I'm doing it again. Always choose the best colleges. So when you're doing masters, like aim for bigger colleges, like what like Mandara and Varun have did, right? So aim for good colleges, the best colleges actually.
Mandara, yeah, thanks.
Yeah,
Mandara,
you have a question, Mandara?
Yeah, Yukta. So I feel it should be based on your interest, because you have just 1 year of classroom. Other 1 year it is for your internship. If you are messing up your marks there, internship is difficult. Internship also, they have a cutoff for CGPA. So it is better if you choose a field of your interest. You have good score during your first year, and you have the placements during your second sem. If you choose some emerging technology which you're not very much aware, you might mess up your internships. For GATE preparations, I am not very sure. I did not prepare for GATE.
Yeah, I can add to that. Like, okay, I took the GATE exam. Yeah, I did not crack it. Yes, right. So, but I at least I got some decent marks. Right. So, what I observed there was like the previous year question papers. Like, it really helps you. Like, you'll get the like a lot of resources for the like previous year question papers. Like, if you have prepared for like at least some 3 to 4 papers end to end, that will definitely help you, along with like the aptitude and like to like stick on to at least like two of your interested subjects during your engineering. Like it might be like software testing or like Unix or something. Like two of the you get to choose that thing during your gate, right? So aptitude, previous year question papers. Yeah, I took gate and clear. Rajesh ma'am can give you like more context. Ma'am, please. Ma'am, you are muted.
So,
If you're
ma'am, can you
speaking.
answer where did you get preparation done?
From GK publication and the online questions, interview questions I have solved. Then I had nearly 10 years of teaching experience. Actually, though most of the subject I handled too, so that experience helped me to clear the subject.
Correct.
And just adding on for PGCET, only not only, but your last previous question papers will help you a lot. 70% you can take that help. And if you're Mysore based, though Mysore especially, you can aim for NIE and JCE. But otherwise, if you're okay moving out, you can prefer the Bangalore top colleges for MTech, because you are gonna stay here just for a year. The second year mandatory, you will be moving to Bangalore for your internship. It is okay if you're going to Bangalore a year earlier for MTech.
I would like to add few more points. You select few core subject of your choice and which is asked in GATE. Concentrate on the textbook rather than the objective type question. That is more helpful. Actually, it helped me a lot.
So also
Thanks
like
for sharing, ma'am.
yeah. Also like if you are taking like GATE, MAT, all these things, like always target for IITs and IIMs, right? So Varun, like, do you want to add it to it, like IIM and all these things?
Yeah, I mean, it's always very difficult to crack, as most of you guys said. So one is GATE and another one is MBA programs, CAT exams. So these are the two most tough exams after ASKS and other things. So you have to be very well into your studies or your study materials, and the concentration, the focus should be more in terms of the hours of dedication you put in. So I think to come up with such materials, we will, great effort is required. So I mean, we will come up with certain materials that we will ask around for ones who have done. So mostly, I think for MBA, it's CAT, time courses, so which I can rely on. So time has an excellent study materials, which helps you to crack not only MBA exams, for also you can just be well aware of the different interview questions in terms of aptitude, management test, reasoning, vocabulary, English vocabulary. So I think it covers everything. You can take leverage of that. So apart from this, we will work internally, and maybe we can share upon a couple of good materials for you guys.
So, and the interest of time, Aldria, like.
Yeah. So can, like, not lecturers definitely. So students, can anybody say that we won't, do you want us to continue the session for now, because we have one slide left that is HR related questions and everything. If you want to continue, we can. Otherwise, we will do it in a next session. Maybe not probably Saturday. Maybe in between any day we can actually finish off the session. So even faculties can put in your inputs whether we can do it in the next session, because last time we got a lot of from lot of collected information that the session was too long, though they all stayed patiently bear with us, but still I really want somebody to answer. Like, do you want us to continue the session for now today? Otherwise we will break the session to the next. No answers.
Aldria, they have class at 12:45. So we have
I think we will wind up.
We have 10 minutes left out. I'm not sure whether we can just continue class here. You can just let us know whether you have class at 12:45. Can you just confirm it once?
Not really. Like, whether they have class or not was not the matter, because we were supposed to finish it like at least 30
Yeah.
minutes ago, but we couldn't because of all those different scenarios coming up. So if you want, we will do a separate session for the HR.
I think we should get some responses. ISA team, it's totally fine. We understand it's a Saturday.
It's a Saturday. It's a cloudy. I was feeling very difficult to wake up in the morning. I'll tell you, I was feeling very, very difficult. I really wanted to sleep the entire day. So I totally understand that part. So do you so how many says that we can go for the next session? Maybe the HR thing, probably 1 hour, half an hour to 1 hour session, maybe exclusively for this.
Like we have been telling
can somebody
you, like
unmute and answer? Anybody?
I think Hemant has raised his hand. Okay, he bought
Hemant wants the next session. Maybe Hemant, we can do a one-on-one. Hemant.
Was it for this or Hemant? Any other questions? Again, he's raising his hand. What should we consider this for?
Okay, so
you're saying like shut your mouth and
the question to the faculty. No, he's telling to stop. Hemant is like stop.
Yeah, exactly. Just stop it.
Yeah.
Hemant, are you there?
Like,
I'm getting to
Hemant,
continue.
can you unmute?
So finally.
No worries. So do you think we can have a session in between? Not like, let's not wait until the Saturday. Like whoever alumni are ready to join, they can join. Otherwise, yeah, I can definitely make some time during the weekdays if everybody's okay with that. Maybe a noon time or something where we can discuss a little bit about the HR things, just the questions to the negotiation to everything. What do you say?
You can pick some participants. I mean, just name pick
No, I don't want to force them to talk. Definitely, no. So, then they will feel like we are like lecturers to them.
I mean, at least we'll see that whether they are listening or not.
So the next Saturday they have some mad workshop.
I think Prajwal and Aldrea, can we have a session without lecturers? Let's try it on a trial basis. Probably they may turn up and ask you people a few questions. Okay. I'm not. Yeah.
So okay, we can do that. Yeah. Before we sign off, I just wanted to get this. I mean, I just wanted to bring a few things, right? So we will be sharing the template, like the sample resume, obviously the PDF and the doc format, along with the different materials we have collected for your interview preparations, and like the cover letter, like what are all the different things we covered in this session, right? So we will be sharing that with you all. So what we had thought was there were few feedbacks saying we need interview questions, or we need mock interviews based on the feedbacks that we got from the form which we had shared with you. So we thought whoever is interested in getting the mock interview drills. So what you can do is since we are sharing you the sample resume, prepare your own resume of your own domains. And again, we will share you the form. You can upload it there or send it to us. So and who are interested, it's not we are not imposing or it's a mandatory thing. If you feel you want it, yeah, please feel free to go ahead and come up with your own resumes, and we will plan the interview sessions accordingly, maybe whenever the time permits for us. Is that fine for everyone?
So in that case, we will have a next session where we talk everything about the HR things and everything, so that you can prepare for your mock interviews in case if you want to. Otherwise, you can prepare for your final interviews. So we can have a session in between. I'll be open for that, except for 12 o'clock in the noon. Other than that, I'll be usually open for most of the time. I'll be able to manage my work between. So if we want to have a session that we can conduct everything in detail regarding the GD, how you have to talk, what are the questions that you need to ask to your HR, and what are the questions that you need to ask to your technical panel, and all those things, how you present yourself and everything, that we can actually do it in the next session. All right? Can we still have an answers? Yes, no? Okay, yeah, still wonder why you all are not can't come online and talk, probably.
I think they are good. They are responding, yes. So one last observation, Aldria, if you Can I go ahead and share it with the team?
Right,
Sure,
right,
sure.
please.
Yeah, so I see a couple of folks here in the participants list who have a kind of their own profile pictures or with something unique to their name. So one recommendation, team. So I know this is fine for the class sessions and other things. While you are attending any other meets or conferences or interviews, do change that. For example, let me not. This is no offensive. I totally agree. It's all you're in college and it works good now. So do put some decent or profile pictures. So Vidya Sagar, Vidya Pavitra. I know this kind of things matter a lot. So quick suggestion on that. Just update your profile picture, whatever seems good for you. And nice.
A decent one.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, that was a good one actually. And like try to like switch on your cameras, right? So that shows your confidence.
No,
So,
now they are not switching it on, but in interview they must.
yeah,
You
interviews,
don't have an
yes.
option. So you don't have an option.
Right.
So the best thing is, like, whenever you have this online classes and all this, turn on your video. You will know which is your angle to present. You will have your comfort zone and everything. So please turn on and take this as a practice actually. So that will help you. Just don't do like you're watching a Dora. You know, right? Dora. It's like she keeps talking there. You will be like listening. Sometimes you may be acting. Dora will not even know what you're doing there. So please do that, okay? So everybody, please try to answer the questions. Like, I think Dora gets more responses than we get. Because at least people, including me, will sit there and like, Dora will be like, do you see a mountain? And it'll be like, yeah, there.
Yes.
So just like that, please actually talk. No worries. As I said, any interviews, no matter how good you are at your academics, no matter how good projects that you have done, no matter how well or which company that you got your internship from, talking really does matter. Please do talk.
Yeah. If you don't convey like
Please
what you
do
know,
talk. Please ask. Yeah,
right.
exactly.
If you
Yeah.
like, it's like you have a good product and you keep it like with you. Like if you're not selling it properly, it's all about like advertising yourself, marketing yourself to get a better package, to get like better numbers, all these things, right? So speak up, talk, communicate. What like I can add like
Yeah.
So can we see how many are ready to turn on the videos right now? We are winding the session. Just anybody.
we want to see you all.
Anybody,
like,
come on. Let's see Hafsa. Where is Hafsa?
Don't worry
why
about
I asking? Because
Yeah,
any
don't
personal
worry.
agenda or anything. Hafsa told me that she's into HR field, so I thought it's a good thing to start with her. I mean, she's kind of taking internship for the HR thing, so I thought it's good to start with her. That's it. Nothing else, nothing personal, Hafsa. But ready to turn up the video? Yes,
I mean,
no.
not only for
She left the meeting.
not only for
She turned up. Very good.
That.
Big claps to her. And here Sharon turned up the video. I'm very happy with you, Sharon. Sharon, can you please turn on the video?
It's on.
I Hemant to be back on in the video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next, anybody else? Anybody waiting? Well done, Sharon.
Team, there is no need to
Anyone
worry about your background or of your look. So we are all
Right.
working.
You're wearing it, don't worry, okay? Be comfortable in your pajamas, no worries at all.
You're working from home. I mean, the world
This
is
much,
working
show this
from
much,
home.
that's enough.
It's totally fine. I mean, this is the next 1 or 2 year, right? So with the pandemic going on, it's always we are tend to work with
This
these
is
kind of
how it is
virtual
going to
meetings.
be. Make it a normal.
So and
Aldria,
your interview.
yeah, I just wanted to have like, can we have any kind of future sessions like they have to talk? They invariably they have to turn on their cameras and they have to talk. Can we have such kind of activity if it's possible? Like any discussions on particular topic which
Yeah, we will have that in the next one, definitely, because I will be not answering anybody's questions until you turn on the videos. Because if it is an HR round, it has to be HR round.
Yeah. So next time we will make this habit for ourselves, right? So if you are not answering, we don't speak up. So if you are not turning your cameras, we are not presenting. So
So next
if
time
that-
you are asking a question, yes, you have to be on your video. Audio must be on. and definitely talk out. That will be best for us, because it is always nice to have a picture around, like, around that name. So just some of them has only icons, some of them has a different icons on your picture, some of them has your profile pictures. Yes, fine, but what about in the interviews? What are you going to do with it? See, basically, you don't know us. Why do you think that we will be judging you with anything? So please turn on your videos and we will talk. All right. So yes, let's not waste much time. And this is who Sharon.
Right.
Yeah, Sharon. Very big kudos to her. Can we have a big round of applause to Sharon?
Yeah, everyone who turned on their cameras, right? Like
Yes,
so
and
many
yes,
of them, like
because I think I have a power cut here, so there is a network issue. So I was not able to see everybody's videos anyway, even if it was on. So I just saw Sharon's. That is why I'm appreciating that. And everybody else turned on the video. Big kudos to everyone.
everyone. Yeah, thanks guys. So that was like the most. I mean, we loved interacting with you. We feel you felt the same thing. And yeah, so we will be sharing our details with you, like our LinkedIn reach outs or like the email IDs, and like of course the different like the materials which we have come up with. So yeah, do reach out, like anyone like which you are like which you feel like, if you want like more details on anything, like Varun just shared like so many things in the chat box as well. So
I think they have their email address.
sorry,
email IDs.
Yeah, we will be sharing all these details. Like when it came to the things, we were not able to share the links and everything through this chat. So we will be sending all of that like in a file, and we will share it with your lecturers. So they will be sharing it across to you. You have any queries, anytime you can reach out to us. You don't have to be too formal about it. Just reach out any questions and everything. So I think within 2 days, we can conduct our next session about the HR discussion. And like we will try to give you all the answers that you want to. And of course, that is going to be a video session. All right. So let's see how many participants will turn up that day. I think at least if I have 5 of them, yeah, 5 of them will be benefited. That's it. So in another 2 days, we will conduct it. All right. Yeah. So now I saw Akash also. All right. Just that I saw.
Akash is there. He's from long time.
Akash. No, but I couldn't see actually because of the network issue that I have right now due to the power cut. All right then, guys. I think we are done with the session for today because of all that. All the issues and everything. I'm really sorry about again exceeding the time that we discussed because of all the discussions and all questions that we came across. But yes, we will conduct another session with will completing everything. And those who wants to do the mock, please send out your resumes separately. We'll be sharing all of our email addresses and the LinkedIn profiles. And of course, all of you have Instagrams already. I think 4 of us, Instagram is with everyone. Varun must share that. So everybody can connect it to us anytime you like. All right. Thank you very much, everyone.
Right. I'll be sharing a form with you, like where you can use it to upload your resumes there. So yeah, with all the details. So don't worry about it. Yeah. Thanks everyone. So thank you so much for your time and all the faculties.
Yeah, thank you all the 3 here, all the 4. Okay, and I also thank Trisha for joining this meeting. And yeah, hope so in the next week we'll come up with new topics with new agenda and what are all the things left out. So before that, in next 2 or 3 days, I will be addressing you again. Okay, we'll meet again. So thank you all for joining this meeting. Have a great day.
Yeah,
thank you all.
Bye.
Thank you guys. Bye.
Thank you.